Hey everybody. So we're going to talk about the different file formats in Navisworks. Manage. This can be applied in any version of Navisworks. It's kind of the same across all platforms. Simulate, manage, freedom, and a lot of the past versions as well. I think up to 2003 or so, or 2013 and before, whenever Jetstream was around and owned the company, they had an NWP file, but that doesn't much apply anymore. So right now, there's three different file formats to really think about. So I've created a video like this before, but I wanted this one to be a little bit more visual. So I got the folder structure set up here, and we'll talk about this in a minute. I want to jump into Navisworks. I'm going to exit out of that. I'll expand this. Over here to the left, you'll see there's a selection tree. You have some options here to kind of show different things. We're going to keep it as standard. The first bit here is that this is a NWD file with NWCs that are attached to it. So the way that this works is this NWD can be opened through pretty much any Freedom version, whatever the case is. It can be open whatever platform you have. An NWD file is generally shared throughout other firms and partners within the project. It's kind of I think it's compressed about 80% of the overall size, just so you can share it a little bit easier. And if you expand it, you'll see that there's NWCs, and that's kind of what makes up this NWD. It compresses all the NWCs that you may have linked in the overall NWF, which let's quickly take a glance in NWF. So I'm going to get out of here. So I've set up a Navisworks folder structure. You can see I've got a Navisworks lead, discipline folder, and then the NWD. If we look here, I have an NWF. I'm not going to open that because you'll get the idea in a second. But if we look at NWD, that's the compressed one that you're seeing. So we can share this, send this to anybody that would need this. And as long as they have Navisworks Freedom, Simulate, or Manage, they can open up the file, no problem. So if I open up Discipline folder, so I set this up so as my Discipline folder is all my NWC. So this could be an NWC from a subcontractor. This one could be from a design partner. Equipment one could be from a vendor. And then the Arch one could be an internal NWC that we created from Revit. And I kind of like to keep them all in the same place because naturally we're not going to open up these files. They're generally linked into an NWF in here, and that's the file that we're going to be using the most when we're creating like animations and clash detections, timeliner, and stuff like that. And then we would create an NWD off of that. Another nice thing to have is if we create a folder, let's just call this archive, to maybe archive our NWDs, because I like to give it a project number and then the date, and then maybe some descriptive information such as like DD or CDs, stuff like that, and then we can archive it at large steps in the project, and just to kind of have that living past that we could reference at different points. That's really up to you. It's not a need be, but if we take a look again, NWCs are all the individual files that you bring over from CAD or Revit, whatever the case. Your NWF is really what's going to host everything, and then your NWDs are your compressed versions of the NWF and all the NWCs, so that it's all in one file. Minimize this. We take a look too. They make it pretty seamless by saying NWD and then all the files in there, so that when the people open it, they can quickly see and then see what they want to get out of there. And then you also have all your 3D views and save viewpoints saved as well on all your clashes and stuff. So hopefully that helps. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe, comment, let me know how it is. Thanks.